can hear me.
Good morning, class of 2021, and welcome family, friends, and alumni to Match Day here at Wayne State University School of Medicine. My name is Yusuf, and it's my absolute honor and privilege to welcome you all here today. I'm calling in from Novi, Michigan, and I'm very fortunate to be with my family today. On my right side, we have my dad, we have my mom, we have Ruhin over there, and we have Afreen over here. And my dad likes to make a joke that, he had a lot more hair on his head before he met my mom. And for all you guys back home who follow me on Snapchat, Ruhin here is a star of my Snapchat stories. And I can honestly say that having a high school sister has probably aged me about 10 years. I'm still trying to figure out exactly what a TikTok is. But, class of 2021, from my family to yours, I just wanted to congratulate you all on this amazing accomplishment that you have all achieved today. And no matter where you guys are right now, I really hope that you guys are surrounded by your loved ones and you're able to enjoy today. So what I want to do briefly is just kind of set the agenda for the rest of the day today. In a short while, you're going to be hearing from myself and two other of our classmates, Eric and Brianna. You're also going to be hearing some remarks from our deans, Dean Baker, Dean Schweitzer, Dean Chadwell, as well as Dean Steffies. And then we'll be also announcing the award winners for the school-specific awards. Following the school-specific awards, we're going to transition into a live stream segment where myself, Eric, Emmeline, and Jaya are going to serve as your MCs, and we're going to be announcing the school-specific award winners. And right now, here are Eric, Jaya, and Emmeline to kind of say hi.
Hi, everybody.
Good morning.
Good morning, everybody. Congratulations.
All right, and then following the mock awards, we're going to do the open mic section, where it's essentially just an opportunity for students to drop in and say a favorite memory at Wayne State. After that, what's going to happen is we're going to have the Student Senate members, your representatives, come on stage. We're going to give a little bit of a toast. If you guys have those Wayne State alumni, wine glasses, you can break out some champagne, you can break out some sparkling grape juice, whatever you guys want to do. We'll give a final toast. We'll wrap some things up. There's going to be a slideshow, from right after the toast, kind of leading into match day. There will be a countdown, and you guys are welcome to stay, put for that slideshow as well as the match day. So, class of 2021, let's get things started. And I'm happy to introduce Dean Chadwell to kind of kick things off for us.
Well, good morning, matched Wayne State Warriors. It's wonderful to be here with you today, and I can't say my background is nearly as exciting as Yusuf's. And thank you for introducing your beautiful family. I'm glad your mom still has her beautiful hair, and the rest of your family. And it's just wonderful to see the celebratory mood that's already out there. I'm Dr. Margaret Chadwell, Associate Dean of Student Affairs and Career Development. And on behalf of the Wayne State School of Medicine, I want to welcome each of you. I think we have about 1,000 strong out there watching right now. And this is truly a momentous celebration, one of the most important days of your medical career. So we're so glad that you could join us. Of course, we'd rather be in person. We know that, to commemorate this extraordinary achievement. But nonetheless, we're delighted that you've joined us from near and far. And we intend to really celebrate this milestone with all of you today. So in thinking about what to say to this amazing class, I was thinking about 4 years ago and where our journey together began, and that was in the Scott Hall cafeteria. And that day kind of is etched in my memory as I looked out across all of you sitting there in the cafeteria for the very first time. And you probably didn't realize then that was my orientation too, because I had never been a dean before, and that was my first day on the job, if you will, with a brand new class. And I was learning just right along with you. So I've definitely enjoyed this journey with you, and it's been a privilege to be a part of it, and to reach this day is truly special. So I want to tell you that, we thought the many changes in our curriculum and all the things that we were going through with the changes, that would be our biggest challenge. And I think, as you maybe felt a little bit like you were falling between the cracks, as the changes unfolded, you started branding yourself as the forgotten class. But little did we know then that we would be tested in a much more severe way together, under much more severe circumstances, and especially this last year. So last March, as we know, we had an invisible invader, if you will, that came in and dismantled our well-made plans. It disrupted our lives, as we knew them then. We had to learn to accept COVID-19 and the pandemic and all the pandemonium that came with it, that introduced itself to our lives. And it has been painful, I think, especially for you at this very pivotal time in your medical careers. But during this last year, I want to tell you that you have been so noble in your response and adapted and accepted all the changes and realities. You've been unbelievably flexible with us as we kind of trudged our way through it and came out on the other end. And I feel like we are emerging from it now together again. You know, we're out there doing service to the community and to your patients, and we're so proud of all of you. Together, we pivoted very quickly during that time to virtual everything, shifting timelines for residency applications. No one had ever gone through a virtual interview season before. We didn't know what that would look like, an interview season completely remote and online. None of you really had an opportunity to visit the programs that you will be finding out about today, that you will find out where you matched. And so that's a leap of faith. And I think nothing really great happens without faith. And so I commend you for the way that you handled yourself and you stepped into that uncertain situation. In our one-on-one meetings all throughout that hot summer for your dean's letters, which we also did virtually and pivoted there, I learned a great deal about each of you individually and as a class. And you continually really amazed me with all that you had accomplished in your time at Wayne State. And you left me feeling very proud in each one of those meetings. And I was excited that the rest of the country would soon find out about you and meet you and discover who you would be and what you would bring to the table. Early fall, we brought certification of your residency applications, 100% certification with the remote interview season just around the corner. Countless Zoom hours logged later with your programs around the country. You compared and discussed, you checked in with me and others, wondered about, and you weighed your options. And that conversation really continued up until just a few weeks ago when those rank lists had to be put in. So then the winter came, and again, we rechecked, and finally you relinquished your match lists to the Nobel Prize-winning match algorithm that now has determined your fate. Throughout this long year, you modeled resilience, flexibility, compassion, service, and aptitude, and you injected all that with a healthy dose of humor that kept us all going in the hardest days. The isolation of the pandemic, rather than dividing us, united us to be truly warrior strong in a way that nobody could have foreseen. I will venture to say that you have sacrificed and achieved more than any other class in the history of this school. And here are some reasons. It was your class that pioneered the learning communities and launched them. That model was never here before. You are the outlier class that has more volunteer experiences than any other school of medicine in the country. And that was verified by statistics I received yesterday. It was you who charted one of the highest board score means above national average in the School of Medicine's history. This warrior class has the largest number of matched seniors in the nation, coupled with one of the highest match rates in the country this year and in the history of this school. It was you who in faith walked forward through the pandemic in the heart of Detroit's COVID surge, donning PPE, administering testing, setting the example for vaccination, and caring for the sick and the dying, while trying to keep your own loved ones safe. And a lot of times, many of you were contracting the virus yourselves. For all of these reasons, you have made history. And no, you are not the forgotten class. Rather, you are unforgettable. And the achievements we will celebrate in just a little bit will cement your historic mark on the School of Medicine, on this city, and all who will welcome you into their residency programs on July 1st. On behalf of the Wayne State University School of Medicine, your soon-to-be alma mater, we want to thank you for persevering and for triumphing while raising the bar and upholding the stellar reputation of this fine institution. Congratulations, my unforgettable Wayne Warrior class of 2021. I'll hand it back to Yusuf now.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Yusuf Kadir, and I'm the class president of the Wayne State University School of Medicine class of 2021. On behalf of the class of 2021, I want to welcome you all to Match Day here at Wayne State. As I was preparing my speech for today, I was initially struggling as how to best relay 4 years of emotions, memories, and lessons learned into one short speech. And then it suddenly dawned on me, I have to do something that I've been doing since the very first day of medical school. I have to share with you all some stories. So I invite you all to sit back, relax, as I recount some tales from our first 4 years here at Wayne State. So M1 year, we spent a lot of time in anatomy lab. 3 hours a day, 4 days a week for the first 3 months of medical school. We were learning from not only our cadavers, but from our peers as well. But if I'm being completely honest with you, I truly did not appreciate the gravity of what we did in anatomy lab until the very end of M1 year. At the conclusion of M1 year, we had a ceremony honoring the brave men and women who had donated their bodies so that we could learn from them. I was fortunate enough to give a speech at that event, and afterwards I was approached by a family member of an individual who had donated their body. This family member shared with me a letter, and in that letter it basically described why this individual had chosen to make that decision to donate their body. In this letter, the individual described how he hoped he could inspire the next generation of physicians to learn from him, his disease, and thereby impart knowledge that could one day be used to save another human life. So the lesson that I learned after M1 year was that truly there is no greater honor in life than serving and caring for another human being. We can honor the brave men and women who have donated their bodies to us by continuing to provide exceptional care for our patients, which is something that I have no doubt that the class of 2021 will continue to do time and time again. Now, M2 year of medical school was my favorite year of medical school by far. And the reason for that was M2 year was the year that I started to fall in love with each and every one of you guys. From the very first day of medical school, I knew that you guys were exceptionally talented in the medical realm. But what I was excited to see and excited to learn about was just how equally talented and gifted you guys were in areas outside of medicine. For example, one such area was intramural sports, and without a doubt, the class of 2021 is going to go down as the greatest intramural sports class of all time. My favorite IM sports memory was M1 year, there were 2 volleyball teams. There was a team that I played on and the team that Marissa Tangent played on. And for those that don't know Marissa, she is by far and away the greatest volleyball player I've ever played up against, period. There are only 2 things in my life that I'm terrified of, 1 being my mother and 2 being Marissa's volleyball serve. So at the start of M2 year, I approached Marissa and I essentially asked her, if you join our volleyball team, we can win not 1, not 2, not 3, but countless IM championships. And I think we ended up winning 4 straight before the pandemic happened and eventually stopped us. But in addition to being exceptional athletes, you guys were exceptional artists as well. Outside of Marzuic computer labs, there's this wall which showcased your art, and I remember I would look at your arts, your paintings, your sketches every day before or every time we had an exam just for a little bit of inspiration. You guys were also fantastic dancers as well. I remember that Haley Olds, Armin, and myself were part of the salsa interest group, and we would often, every year perform at the cultural event. But what used to make my heart just beam with pride was how committed you guys were to serving the Detroit community. Whether it be through Auntie Nas, Project H, Fit Kids, Street Run Detroit, Cass Clinic, your desire to give back and support this Detroit community was truly awe-inspiring. And in my personal opinion, the hallmark of a great physician or a great class of physicians is not just, providing great care to your patients, that goes without saying, but supporting and educating and taking care of your community makes a great physician. The lesson that I learned after M2 year was that, no matter where you go, no matter what you do, it's the people that make or break your experience. I'm so fortunate to have gone to medical school with you all because you guys have made me a better athlete, a better artist, a better dancer, and yes, even a better physician and man. Moving along to M3 year, this was our time to go into the hospital system and learn from our patients. But if I'm being honest with you, M3 year was a little stressful for me. Everywhere I went, my classmates, my attendings, my residents, they kept asking me one specific question. They kept asking me, what do you want to do when you grow up? And for the first 24 years of my life, I had a very simple answer to that question. It was essentially whatever my mom tells me to do. But if I'm being in all seriousness, to answer that question, what kind of doctor did I want to be, I truly, honest to God, had no idea. So my solution to that question was to approach every rotation as if I wanted to go into that specific field of medicine. And what I found was that by the end of my M3 year, I could see myself being every type of doctor. I could see myself being a psychiatrist. And in neurology, I really was fascinated by strokes. I could see myself being a stroke doc. I loved clinics, so family medicine seemed like a no-brainer. In orthopedics, they let you play with power tools, so I thought maybe I could be an orthopedic surgeon. Loved internal medicine. In pediatrics, I thought I could be a pediatric hematologist, oncologist. OB-GYN, I was fascinated by maternal fetal medicine. And general surgery, okay, I lied to you guys. I knew for a fact I was never going to go into general surgery. I did get to work with Dr. Stuffies, and Dr. Stuffies is the man. It was an absolute pleasure working with him. But even working with Dr. Stuffies wasn't enough to convince me to do general surgery. But the lesson that I learned after M3 year was that I'm very fortunate to be in this field. I love medicine, I love learning, and I love my patients. And I knew that no matter what field of medicine I would go into, I'd be happy doing just that. And to wrap it up to, at the start of M4 year, there comes a time in every medical student's journey where you start to see yourself less and less as a medical student and more as a future physician. And for me personally, you start to understand that medicine is more of an art form. So for example, if you see a patient, does this patient need ICU care? Does this patient need to be admitted to the hospital? Can this patient be discharged safely? Or does this patient need to be discharged safely but with close follow-up? So answering all these questions made me realize something that kind of excites me and something that terrifies me. And it made me realize that medicine and perfecting this art of medicine and art of caring for your patients is a lifelong process. I'm going to learn this process not just from now, but until this day I stop practicing medicine. And that's something that's truly exciting and terrifying at the same time. So M4 year, I realized that, medicine, just like life, is a trial and error process. But like I mentioned before, having the opportunity to serve and take care of another human being gives me a lot of purpose and it gives me a lot of joy in life. So class of 2021, today is your day, a day to celebrate all your accomplishments over these past 4 years. I'm so excited to see where you go and the successes that you guys will continue to have. When I look back at my medical school career, I'm not going to remember the stress, the anxiety, or the exams. I'm going to take those memories, I'm locking them up in the deepest recesses of my brain, and I'm throwing away the key. But what I am going to remember are the memories that I made with each and every one of you guys, from playing pickup basketball with the boys to having rom-com movie nights with the girls and everything else in between. It has truly been the greatest honor of my life, learning with you, working with you, and serving this Detroit community with you. From the bottom of my heart, I love you guys. I wish you nothing but the success and happiness moving forward. And I just want to quickly just thank my family, my mom, dad, Afrin Raheen, Nani Nana, Bibujan Babajan, Humanti Zamarbai, Zermine, Mamu. You guys made me who I am today, and I wouldn't be here without you. Thank you guys. Now I'd like to introduce Colin Richards, our Vice President of the class of 2021, who's going to be introducing Dean Schweitzer.
It is my pleasure to introduce Dean Mark Schweitzer. In addition to his leadership role at the School of Medicine, as Vice President of Wayne State University Health Affairs, Dr. Schweitzer works with the Wayne State College of Nursing and the Eugene Applebaum College of Pharmacy and Health Sciences on clinical training issues and strengthening the collaboration between these three schools to advance interprofessional, team-based approaches to healthcare. An outstanding medical educator and scholar, Dean Schweitzer has served in many medical practice and hospital roles. He assumed leadership of the School of Medicine last April, and though present at last year's match event, this will be his first match day as our Dean. Dean Schweitzer.
Today's a really exciting day. I bet you most of you remember the day you got your first medical school acceptance and how excited you were. But most of us would believe today is even more important, because today will determine what type of physician you will be and likely where you will practice. Like generations of Wayne State students before you and Wayne State graduates before you, I know you will make us proud. You will continue our greater than 150-year tradition of training doctors who roll up their sleeves and get things done. That's what Wayne State students have always been known for and will always be known for. So restrain your enthusiasm just a little bit more, but it is an exciting day, and I want to share my enthusiasm with you and my pride with you and the pride that the school has with you. Please keep in touch with us for your future accomplishments, and please always remember that the School of Medicine holds you in its heart, and please you hold the School of Medicine in your hearts. Good luck and congratulations.
Thank you, Dean Schweitzer. Our next guest is our Vice Dean of Undergraduate Medical Education, Dr. Richard Baker. He is a medical graduate of Harvard Medical School and MIT. He trained as an ophthalmologist and has served in many executive leadership positions, including Provost and Dean of Charles R. Drew University of Medicine and Science, as well as an Associate Dean to UCLA David Geffen School of Medicine. Dr. Baker.
On behalf of the Office of Medical Education, let me first welcome the families and guests of our students. You have joined us on an auspicious and joyous day, and we are glad that you could celebrate with us as part of the Wayne State University School of Medicine family. Families and friends out there, please stand up wherever you are. Give yourselves a hearty round of applause and also give our students the opportunity to thank you. You have played a major role in making this day possible. To our students, the faculty and I are happy to celebrate this major milestone with you. We share in your pride of accomplishment. 4 years ago, you thought you achieved your ultimate goal when you received your letter of acceptance to medical school. Within a week of school, you realized that acceptance was merely the first step of an arduous journey. A few weeks from now, graduation will mark the end of that journey. Today is a different celebration. You probably now realize that this day is really why you came here. When you open your envelope, it will not represent the end of a journey, but instead the beginning. It will mark the first day of the rest of your life as a physician you will now be. You've worked hard, very hard, to get to this coveted and decisive moment. During last year's match, there were almost 10,000 more highly qualified applicants than there were available residency positions. This year's match was even more intense. You will open your envelope in a few minutes with the knowledge that you have achieved your residency position in one of the most, if not the most, competitive match in the history of this nation. But as they famously say in those old school late night TV commercials, but that's not all. Each and every one of you is now part of medical history. Like no one before you, and hopefully like no one after you, you have successfully traversed the uncharted waters of a completely virtual national match. This is a fitting example of the extraordinary things that your physician in training cohort has done and will do in the future as heroes of the pandemic. In future years, this will undoubtedly be part of your badge of honor. Your successful match is a reflection of the dedication, devotion, and sacrifice you have committed to becoming a physician. It also serves as validation of the faculty's faith in you and their sustained effort to educate physicians who will always be proud to say that they earned their medical degree at Wayne State University. Hopefully, we have prepared you to be the resident physician that everybody looks to when the situation gets tough and patients need an exceptional physician. Many of you will match with hospitals in Michigan. This is a tremendous source of pride for us. We matriculate more Michiganders into medical school. We graduate more of our medical students into Michigan residency programs, and we have more graduates practicing in the state of Michigan than any school in the entire nation. Proudly, we are the premier educators of Michigan physicians. And apparently many other men and women want to follow in your footsteps. We've had our 6th consecutive record-breaking year for applications with over 10,000 applications in the most recent cycle. Graduates who do match outside of Michigan go to some of the most prestigious programs in the nation and can be seen in virtually every state of the union. No matter where you land for this next phase of your medical education, we remain proud of our newest ambassadors. It has been our privilege to be entrusted with guiding you into the field of medicine. It will be our privilege to call you colleagues. Finally, and importantly, I encourage you to remain connected with your alma mater, with your classmates and fellow alumni. In the years to come, the school will serve as your touchstone, and you will perpetuate the core values and clinical excellence of the Wayne State University School of Medicine for your patients and for all those students who will follow your path. Congratulations in advance, class of 2021. Go Warrior MDs.
Thank you, Dr. Baker. I would now like to introduce Dr. Folby, President of the Wayne State Medical Alumni Association. Dr. Folby specializes in anesthesiology and practices in several area hospitals. He and his family are true warrior MDs. Dr. Folby graduated from the School of Medicine in 1989. His brother Adam graduated in 2001, and his daughter Alana is a member of the class of 2021. Now that's one proud legacy family. Dr. Folby.
Welcome from the Medical Alumni Association to one of the most exciting, memorable, anxiety-filled days of your life. I'm Dr. Jack Folby, President of the Wayne State Medical School Alumni Association. I think the best piece of advice I can give you today is to remember, everyone watching this matched somewhere, And there are a lot of aspiring physicians around this country who did not match and would do anything to be in your seats. So whether you got your first choice or your 10th choice, today is a day of celebration. You are very, very fortunate to have gone to a school that has such a superior match rate. As you look back over the last 4 years, you've had glimpses of what it looks like and what it feels like to be a Wayne State physician. When you think back to M1 orientation and remember how you were in those first few weeks and compare it to how confident you are today, you know how much you have grown on your journey to becoming a doctor. Throughout these medical school years, we, the alumni of the School of Medicine, have been privileged to help you follow your passions. We have provided for many of your efforts to reach out into the community here in Detroit and around the world by supporting your student organizations and projects. You make us very proud with all the good work you do and for the people you help on behalf of your school. So now, in just a few short, although I'm sure they will seem long months, you will have the honor and privilege of calling yourself Wayne State University School of Medicine alumni. And it will become your turn to be there for the next generation of students with your counsel, support, guidance, and funding. So, as you move on, we ask that you never forget where you came from and the great education you received at Wayne State. It will be the basis of all your future successes. Please be sure to keep us updated on your accomplishments so we can celebrate with you and brag about you. Now, under normal circumstances, I would make a pitch for each of you to become a member of the Medical Alumni Association. However, we are very aware that these are unusual circumstances. So as a way to recognize the sacrifices you have made and will continue to make over the next few months, we're going to give each member of the class of 2021 a complimentary one-year membership to the Medical Alumni Association. You'll receive more information about this in the coming weeks, but we want you to know how much we appreciate you and will continue to do for you. So on behalf of the 24,000 alumni across the country and across the globe, we wish you much success on this next exciting phase of your medical training. And rest assured, we will continue to support you throughout your journey. Take advantage of the Alumni Association and the connections, networking, and relationships we can build together. Thank you, and congratulations.
Hello, and my sincerest congratulations to the class of 2021 on what is a very momentous and unique Match Day celebration this year. It is a very happy day and should be a very happy day for all of you, but it is probably not the day that you envisioned. We are often referred to as the forgotten class, and that is in no small part due to the fact that there were many changes that were incorporated into Wayne State's medical school during our time here. That feeling, I think, has been accentuated by COVID. I sit here in school right now, and I've spent some time here over the past month in surgical skills, and it doesn't have the same feeling it once did. It doesn't have that same energy to it that it had when we all gathered here in the cafeteria for the first time and met each other. And that is really sad. But in reflecting on my experiences here, you know, it's jogged some memories for me. It jogged me back to the time when I was in the gross labs. Some of you remember your time in the gross labs fondly, others of you may not. But regardless, it took me back to my first anatomy practical. I was on 2 hours of sleep. I was 40% of the way through. I thought I was going to die. I didn't know how I was going to make it to the end. It brings me back to thinking about exams, spending all hours of the day and night in this building, studying with friends, trying to get it done, and then the jubilation of completing an exam and then going off to wherever we were going to go and celebrating with all my friends. And I think that's really what I miss the most, is being able to celebrate with my friends. You know, that mental boost that it would give me really helped me cope with the stressors that were around me in medical school. And so, from that standpoint, I really miss you guys. I really do. What was once social, personable, and a shared experience we had together has been traded in for something that is very distant and very isolated. But despite that isolation, I would encourage all of you to remember that we are stronger when we support one another, even if we are physically apart. I've reflected on these past 4 years, and I'm so proud of all of you and your accomplishments and how far you've come as people. When we entered medical school, we were all nervous. I was really scared. I basically was like, I know nothing. I remember when I sat down for my step 1 exam and how terrified I was. I remember how nervous I was when I walked into my clinical rotation on the first day. But now, as fourth-year students, what we have is we have experience. And though justifiably we may be even more terrified as we enter residency, we are prepared, and we're prepared and ready to take on that challenge. We're not going to have a gala celebration this year. We're not going to have an in-person match day celebration this year. We might not even have a graduation ceremony this year. And probably saddest of all, we're not going to be able to pep again with one another. And that really irks me to my core. You know, I'm 10x sad about it. But despite all that, sharing this experience with you guys has inspired me to be both better as a person and to be better for the people that I will serve one day as a physician. And I want to thank all of you for that. It has been my privilege and my honor to serve as your Student Senate representative here for the past 4 years at Wayne State's Medical School. And when you leave here, and when you get that email this afternoon that tells you where you're going to go, I want you to remember that wherever that is, you control your future and you control the kind of doctor that you're going to be. And so, best of luck in the match this afternoon, and best of luck with residency moving forward. Cheers to you, class of 2021. You did it. My fellow Senate members and I will now announce the winners of several service and scholarship awards. As we announce the winners, their names will be revealed across the screen for you. The first award winner that we will announce is the recipient of the Herman and Eva Bloom Endowed Award.
The key factors in setting up this award was my parents, who had been Jewish Holocaust survivors and had really impressed upon me the importance of serving man and mankind. And even though we were very poor, we had an incredible desire to raise ourselves from this poverty, to educate ourselves. And my parents, particularly with me, said, you can't forget the people you left behind, ever. So I think the question is, why set up the award now? I've thought about it for 6 years. I felt Wayne was instrumental in my getting a degree in medicine through scholarships, through encouragement, through many wonderful people and physicians that I saw dedicate their lives to helping people. And I thought we should have some acknowledgement for the people who go above and beyond. Everyone in medicine gives, everyone helps someone.
The finalists for the 2021 Herman and Eva Bloom Endowed Award are Brianna Soule, Amanda Manley, Aaron Spiteman, Connor Buchler, Jennifer Asante, Mauricia Iadarosa, and Patty Shee. This year's recipient of the 2021 Herman and Eva Bloom Endowed Award goes to Brianna Soule.
The next award is the Herbert Mendelsohn Enthusiasm for Medicine Endowed Memorial Scholarship. This award will be presented by Dr. Diane Levine. Dr. Levine is an associate professor and vice chair of education for the Department of Internal Medicine. She is a 1982 School of Medicine grad, and she has won multiple awards for her excellence in teaching.
The Herb Mendelsohn Enthusiasm for Medicine is an award that I started in my father's honor. And he taught all of us that regardless of what you are able to accomplish, you may not be able to cure a patient, but when you leave that patient's room, they should feel better because you listened to them and you demonstrated you cared about them. And I wanted that to live on. But it's primarily for somebody who goes the extra mile to make a difference in a patient's life. We are successful because Wayne State allowed us, accepted us, fostered us to be successful, and allowed us to become physicians. And in becoming physicians, not only have we helped ourselves personally and our families, but we've helped thousands of people. What a privilege to be able to help. And so I want to inspire students who are in debt to think about that time in the future. You know, that secret time in the future when you're no longer in debt. When you're making an income as an orthopedic surgeon or an ophthalmologist or a urologist or a pediatrician. And to think about how wonderful your day is. And think that maybe you too can start a scholarship in somebody whose name you love.
Hello, everyone. It is my privilege today to be here. My father contracted COVID 2 months ago and died just before the new year. And I want to begin by thanking the class of 2021, who sent me countless emails of condolence and support. Your support was so helpful when my family was deeply grieving. Your emails touched me, and I want to thank you so much. But now for the award. My father, Herbert Mendelsohn, was committed to excellence in patient care. He believed in the medicine. Patients should feel better after seeing the doctor. He emphasized humanity, humility, humor, and always going the extra mile to make a difference. Above all, he believed physicians should maintain their enthusiasm. This endowed fund was established by my family to honor now the memory of my father, Dr. Herbert Mendelsohn, and his ideals, and to encourage you to maintain your dedication, enthusiasm, and passion for the field of medicine and helping others. The award this year goes to 2 individuals. The first one is Andrea Daniel, and the second one is George Ceballos.
Thank you, Dr. Levine. The Gold Humanism Honor Society is an organization that aims to elevate humanism and professionalism in the field of medicine. I am proud to present the Leonard Tao Award, which recognizes senior medical students as well as a role model physician for their dedication, leadership, compassion, and dedication to service.
So the Gold Humanism Honor Society is a signature program of the Alfred P. Gold Foundation, whose mission is to keep healthcare human. As a faculty advisor for the Wayne State University School of Medicine chapter, it's a real privilege to work with medical students, residents, faculty members who embody this spirit. Each year we present the Leonard Tao Humanism in Medicine Award to an outstanding graduating medical student and a deserving faculty person. These individuals have been recognized for their compassion, collaboration, and excellence in clinical medicine. One of the biggest highlights of my career is when I received that award in 2009, because it really shows that the extra mile that you put in, whether it's to the patient, the staff, or the students, it's recognized. People see you, and that matters.
The 2021 faculty and student winners for the Leonard Tao Humanism in Medicine Award are student winners Jaya Parulakar and Patty Shi, faculty winner Dr. Eva Wainio.
Good morning. Today I have the honor of presenting the Penfield Tischer Award. This award is given to the senior who, in the opinion of his and her classmates, has developed an understanding of the art of medicine, as displayed by the care and understanding of patients during the clinical years of medical school. Here is some background information about this year's winner. She has demonstrated leadership throughout medical school. She was the Director of Human Resources and Logistics and a street-run leader for Street Medicine Detroit. In this role, she led teams of medical students around local neighborhoods and shelters within Detroit and provided medical care to Detroit's homeless and vulnerable populations. She is the activities coordinator for the Escalapians Honor Society, where she works closely with Detroit organizations to provide service and funding. She's been dedicated to scholarly work and professional development in her chosen field. She spearheaded a messaging campaign designed to improve mental health education in the Detroit public schools. She designed presentations for staff members, parents, and students regarding common mental health disorders and the importance of early education, prevention, and intervention. This year's award goes to Patricia Shi.
The next award is the Distinguished Leadership Award. These are awarded by the Student Senate in recognition of academic accomplishment and contributions within extracurricular programs that contribute to the betterment of the School of Medicine community. This year, the Student Senate chooses to recognize students whose 4 years of leadership and service to the greater Detroit community stand out amongst their peers.
The winners for the Distinguished Leadership Awards are Sausan Idris, Luke Horden, Brittany Kashat, Kelly Park, Jaya Parulekar, Ashley Peoples, Yusuf Kadir, Olivia Rizzo, Mohammed Sitar, Aaron Sherwood, and Brianna Soul.
Good morning. My name is Rima Sacker, and I am the class of 2021's OSR delegate. It is my distinct honor to introduce Dr. Margaret Chadwell, who is our Associate Dean of Student Affairs and Career Development. She is a proud 1994 alum and completed her family medicine residency at Oakwood Hospital in Dearborn, which was #1 on her rank list, and she was named chief resident in 1997. She joined the School of Medicine as a voluntary faculty member in 1999. She is an associate professor of family medicine and public health sciences, was the medical director for the Robert R. Frank student-run free clinic, and the Year 3 Family Medicine Rotation and Clerkship Director for 10 years prior to assuming her current role. She has been recognized for multiple teaching awards, including the Excellence in Clinical Teaching Faculty Award and the Leonard Tao Gold Humanism in Medicine Award from the Gold Humanism Honor Society. She is currently a scholar in the Ansbacher Women in Academic Medicine Executive Leadership role at the University of Michigan in partnership with the Stephen M. Ross School of Business. Beyond these professional achievements, and on a more personal note, I've had the pleasure of getting to know Dr. Chadwell over the last several years. We've worked on numerous projects together, and her sincere dedication to our school is evident through her work. She has supported me throughout my medical education, in supporting me to pursue a dual degree, to advising me when I was trying to figure out what medical specialty I wanted to go into. I have the firsthand experience, along with many of my fellow classmates, to witness Dr. Chadwell's kindness, compassion, and never-ending advocacy for our student body. With that, Dr. Chadwell will now present Match Day statistics for the class of 2021.
Thank you so much, Rima. It has been a true pleasure working with you and getting to know you over these last 4 years. And I just want to give a shout out to the whole Sacker family that's probably watching with you and celebrating with you today. So all the best to you. It's been just a pleasure. So now I'm very pleased to share with you the historic 2021 match statistics that this class has delivered. And I just want to make sure that the screen is up. Can that be confirmed? Okay, I will proceed then. So we have excellent news to share with you all today. So we had 280 students that are participating in the match, that were part of the unique seniors that participated in the various matches. We had the San Francisco match, which is ophthalmology, urology, military, the Canadian match, and the National Residency Matching Program, the NRMP. And I'm very happy to report a 98.8%. Actually, true to form with COVID, this number is already outdated since this morning. And that we're actually truly at 99%. Now, if I remember my fifth grade math correctly, we could have rounded to 99 anyway, but we actually have hit the 99% mark solidly this morning. So I'm very, very proud of this class for achieving that. It's truly historic. If we look at the national match success rate for U.S. allopathic medical students matching into first-year position this year, it was 92.8%, or 93, if you will. The national unmatched rate, you can see there. And the couples rate was a little bit lower this year, but at Wayne State, I'm happy to say that we kept all our couples together and we had a 100% match rate once again. So to all the couples out there, congratulations. If we look at the match trends for Wayne State over the last 5 years, we have pretty good success that we can tout. But again, your class has hit the historic mark of 99% this year. And I just, again, want to highlight that. But we've had very good success and steady success in the last 5 years. For SOAP, everybody was expecting the big super SOAP this year. And meaning that nobody knew what was going to happen, what the behaviors of the programs would be, the behaviors of the candidates, and all of it being virtual. So people around the country, medical schools were bracing literally for what we call the super SOAP, kind of like the Y2K back, if you all remember that. And we were hopeful that it would be like Y2K and wouldn't really happen so much. Now it did in some degree, but for us, really, it didn't come really close to being, as bad as the predictions that were out there. So 6.4% of the class compared to 6.3% last year were placed through SOAP, with only 1% now of the class left after the match. And we're still working with a very, very few remaining students to gain a position. So we want to highlight what Dr. Baker already mentioned, which is the match rate in Michigan. And when this all started, oops, I'm going to go back if I can. And, when this all started, we predicted a very, very strong Michigan match. And I'm happy to say that that is what happened. So because of the geographic restrictions on travel, we were able to really focus more on the Michigan area, and we had an excellent match in Michigan this year with 55%, higher than in any of the recent years. Same with primary care. We had a nice jump there with students matching into the primary care specialties, and that is also a very positive trend. So just to kind of make the point here, this map is going to populate later, but you can see the Michigan cluster populating, and enough said, but you can see the cluster there of Michigan. And so we are a very heavy hitter for Michigan programs, and we will continue to do that, I think, in the future. As far as Michigan-based program placements, there were 15 distinct Michigan-based systems and health centers represented in that 55% number. And our main core programs our affiliates are DMC, Henry Ford, Beaumont Health System, the University of Michigan, and Ascension St. John Providence. And you can see how the numbers came out here. But those are very strong affiliates for us. So a few match statistics that Dr. Baker also already alluded to a little bit nationally. You can see the number of positions offered. There were slightly more. The PGY positions, 2 positions, were a little bit less than last year. And we had more seniors participating in the match this year, and that number seems to grow every single year. So we had 42,500 applicants applying for 38,000 positions. So you can imagine that there are many students and soon-to-be graduates or graduates out there that would love to be in your shoes today to celebrate, and our thoughts are with them as well. This highlights the positions filled by U.S. seniors who statistically have the highest chance of gaining a residency position. And you can see the competition again out here over the last 5 years is definitely growing, with the numbers of positions filled by U.S. seniors decreasing actually as more and more students from other areas flood and schools flood the NRMP match. I'd like to give you some numbers by state. So we are literally all over the country. We have 29 states represented this year, and our top 5 states have not actually changed. So they're still the same. So again, Michigan, bear with me, and California, Ohio, Illinois, and New York. Those are our top 5. We have lots of specialties represented, and they vary a little bit every year in terms of subspecialties or super specialties, super specialized specialties, if you will. But the top 3 specialties are remarkably steady. And this has been true now. This is the 11th year that internal medicine, family medicine, and emergency medicine are our top 3 specialties. OB-GYN made a little appearance last year, but it has, kind of filtered out again to these top 3. So this represents almost half the class that have matched in these 3 top specialties. And you can see the trend down below. And here are some of the specialty placements at a glance and how they break out into all the various fields. And you can see here that we have good showings in pediatrics, psychiatry, general surgery, anesthesia, OBGYN, ophthalmology, orthopedic surgery, diagnostic radiology, neurology. we're going to be in good hands. Dermatology, very successful. Urology, ear, nose, throat, pathology, OMFS, PM&R, and internal medicine peds. And then there are some other ones here that I've included as well. And we keep these here just for reference for future years. But you can see that we canvass literally all specialties from our cohort of students and from this class as well. So that's a very strong showing. So again, my sign here is outdated just from last night, but I want to again congratulate you on this achievement. I think your extraordinary historic match result stands as a testament to what we knew about you from day one and what the rest of the world will now discover in person, that you are second to none in your academic achievements, your commitment to service, and your clinical preparedness, and your warrior spirit. And I'm going to see if I can stop sharing my screen here. Okay. I think at this point, we have a very special greeting from a very special Detroit.
Hey, Wayne State Med students. This is Danny DeKaiser of the Detroit Red Wings. Just wanted to wish you the best of luck on your upcoming match day, and thank you for all your dedication to the Detroit community and your perseverance throughout the COVID pandemic.
So thank you, Danny DeKaiser. That's number 65. And so he was born in Detroit. And the sooner everyone gets their COVID vaccines, we'll go out there and see him skate again and cheer you on. Go Wings. And standing behind every great hockey player are years of expert coaching. We know that. Something that our next speaker has a lot of experience with. Beyond his years of coaching hockey and other team sports, he has foremost coached this class through the turbulence of the pandemic to become an all-star team of physicians in training. His steady leadership and guidance has been an inspiration to us all. He is none other than our Dean of Clinical Education, Dr. Christopher Steffes.
Thank you, Dr. Chadwell. Following Danny DeKaiser is kind of a tough act to follow, but I will do my best. I'd like to take the traditional approach and take time on your day to talk about me and how it was on my match day, but I will spare you the stories. Yusuf, if you need some more stories to fill up the 2 hours, just put me back on screen and I'll tell some stories. Tom Brokaw, an older newsman in the 1970s, wrote a bestseller called The Greatest Generation, in which he acclaimed the World War II generation as just that. But they did not achieve this by getting 270 on step, graduating from an elite high school, or getting rich buying GameStop. They achieved it by shared sacrifice that unified them and helped them make it through the tough times of depression and the war. Similarly, the class of 21 has made it through some tough times over the ranging from the first 2 years of being on the end of curricular change and then braving a pandemic when finishing training. You were kicked out of your clerkships and the threat of an extra year of medical school was real, more real than you know, but you all persevered. We were able to work together to get things back on track, and with your help, we were able to fulfill our promise of getting everybody graduated on time. But the class of 21 did not just survive the pandemic, you thrived. When not allowed to go into clinical sites because of PPE shortages, you volunteered, studied online, and found new ways of learning and contributing. Although I've heard of your class referred to as the lost class, you're really the found class. You're not the forgotten class, as Eric was saying, but you will be the remembered class. Shared sacrifice in working through your goals of finishing school to join the ranks while simultaneously providing care in the pandemic is truly a defining characteristic. I could write a book about you as the greatest class, but I won't. But you made it, and made it strongly to this day. There's a randomness to this day that is unique. That is why it's so exciting and captures the imagination, just like draft day on ESPN. You know when and where you're going to graduate, maybe not where yet, but cannot predict what is in that envelope today. Where you end up will decide where you live, who you marry, how the rest of your life goes, and maybe where it ends. Providence or randomness, depending on your view, is in play and at play, despite our best efforts to fully plan our lives from infancy on. But no matter where you end up on July 1st, you will succeed. A Wayne physician is ready to take care of challenging patients in challenging environments in challenging times. But the personal affirmation of being accepted by a residency program is what makes this day personally satisfying and makes it special to all physicians. With the humbling years of step 1, step 2, clerkships, interview rejections, and the other friction of training, today you will be accepted and adopted. Your residencies will take you in as part of the family of the program and of the profession. Your fellow residents will be your new siblings. You matched because somebody wanted you in the residency program and in their family. I'm reminded, and not everyone will remember, your parents will remember, of Sally Field in the 1984 Academy Awards, in a moment which would now be a meme. In fact, I think it is a meme. She started her acting career in a TV sitcom in the 60s, but moved on to better roles. Never really accepted the accolades. Didn't know how good people thought she was until winning her second Oscar. At the end of her memorable and oft-repeated acceptance speech, she told the Academy, "I can't deny the fact that you like me. Right now, you like me." For the class of 21, today, the fact that you match means someone likes you. They really like you. Now that is something to celebrate.
Hi everyone, and congratulations for making it to match day. I know this is the day that we've all been waiting for since we first stepped into Scott Hall, although we might have started actively dreading it in October when residency became very real. We are all on the precipice of our medical careers and about to fulfill lifelong dreams. I, of course, am not referring to myself, as I wanted to be a bug catcher when I was growing up because I enjoyed catching bugs. But whether you decided you wanted to be a physician at 5 years old or 25 years old, we're all here today to celebrate and to find our new paths moving forward. And before we do that, I wanted to share a quote with you all. Louis Pasteur once said, "One does not ask of one who is suffering, what is your country or what is your religion? One merely says, you are suffering and that is enough for me. You belong to me and I will help you." And so what my hope is for all of us in the class of 2021 is, regardless of which specialty we match into, of what dreams that we hold for the future, that all of us will look into the humanity of one another and be able to effortlessly say, you belong to me and I will help you. So thank you again, class of 2021, and thank you for letting me be your student representative this year. And now we will be presenting the Senior Mock Awards. The Senior Mock Awards categories were solicited from all of you all who had very inventive, creative, and quite fun ideas of the awards you wanted to see presented today. We will be announcing those winners now, and winners will be spotlighted on the screen.
Thank you, Brianna. So today I have the pleasure of introducing the first 10 mock awards. So the first award being given out is the cutest son of Dr. Steffies goes to the one and only John Steffies. Our next award is given to the person who's most likely to be found in the cafeteria. And this was a wonderful group of people to always have around. They always had a wonderful, warm smile and hello. Lena, Notion, and Ben. Our next award is going to the person who's most likely to be the Dean of Students, Connor. And we have Connor here today to say hello.
Hi, everybody. Thank you so much for the award.
Well deserved, Connor. And so our next award goes to the most fashionable clinic attire. And this is one of my favorite people to give me fashion advice, my lovely friend, Elizabeth, who is also here today.
Hi, everybody. Thank you. Congrats.
All right, and now our next award goes to the most athletic, someone I'm proud to call teammate on many IM soccer teams, but here we are with Yusuf. Congratulations, Yusuf. Our next award is the most likely to publish in the New England Journal of Medicine, one of the most published people I know, Farhan. Congratulations. Our next award goes to the person who is most likely to have never read a Wayne email. And I can definitely attest to this because I've probably had to remind him a couple times to read something, but congratulations, Raven. Next award goes to the biggest night owl, the one and only Suha. It has been such a great pleasure having her on my track and always getting a lovely text at 2 a.m. that I wake up to. So congratulations, Suha. She's here to say hello. Just give a wave, Suha.
Oh, she might be muted. What would it be with a one little technical difficulty of someone being muted? But give a wave, Suha. Welcome. Congratulations. Our next award goes to the last to leave the PEP, one and only Eric Lisney, definitely the hype man of our class, getting us all ready to celebrate after our exams. Congratulations, Eric. And finally, the last award that I'm here to present is the Best Hair Award, going out to Matthew Brockberg. Congratulations, Matt.
Hi, everybody, and thanks, Emily, for getting us started off. Really appreciate it. That was great. Thank you for the award. I'm humbled. I will continue now with the next award, which is the most likely to end up as Surgeon General, and it goes to Jaya. Congrats, Jaya. Our next award is the Doogie Howser Award for Youngest at Heart, and it goes to JT Knight. Congrats, JT. Our next award is the Turk and JD Award for the Cutest BFFs, and it goes to Raven and Brandon. How cute. Our next award goes for the most likely to run for office, and the winner, Brianna Soul. I think Brianna is with us today. Brianna, are you here? She might not be with us. That's okay. We will keep going. Our next award is the most likely to become Dr. Wania, and this award goes to Patty Shee. Congrats, Patty. Our next award is the most likely to have the best OR music, and this award goes to Marissa. Congrats, Marissa. Our next award is the Atul Gawande Award for the most likely to write a best-selling novel. And this award goes to Thomas Friedlander. He certainly looks the part there in the picture for you. Thomas may be here with us today as well. We're going to check real quick. Thomas is off celebrating with family and friends right now too, as he should be, so that's okay. We'll move on. The next award is the most likely to get all of Dr. Levine's questions, which are quite robust, right on rounds, and that is William Daly. Congrats, Will. Our next award is an award that is near and dear to my heart. The first to find free food in Scott Hall or Maz is Mo Sitar. You can't beat him. He's just too quick. And finally, for me, the last award I'll present is the Life of the Party, and it goes to a friend of mine, Harrison. Congrats, Harrison, and good luck today.
What? Hey, everybody. Thanks, Eric. I appreciate it. I'm going to be doing the next 10 awards for you guys. The first award that I'm going to be presenting is the individual who's most likely to be found in the library, and it goes to none other than Vichar Trivedi. And I can honestly say that, no matter what time of the day I went to the library, I could always find Vichar there. And I used to ask myself, why does Vichar spend so much time in the library? I was trying to, rationalize how can one man just commit so much? It's either because he's going to be an exceptional physician, but in my mind, it was probably because he's an Ohio State fan. So he's trying to justify, okay, why am I an Ohio State fan when I should be repping the maize and blue? So congrats, Vichar. The next award that I'm going to be presenting is the Most Wholesome Human Award. And that goes to none other than Emmeline Andry. I mean, there's so many things I can say about Emmeline, but if you guys have worked with her, just interacted with her, she's just, as the award suggests, the most wholesome human. It's an absolute honor and pleasure to have spent time and gotten to know her. So congrats, Emmeline. The next award that I'm going to be presenting is the award for most likely to become famous, and that goes to my anatomy lab mate and friend Salma Mumuni. And I believe Salma might be here to be saying a couple of words. Salma?
Hi, thank you so much for the award, and congrats to all my classmates.
All right, thanks, Salma. It's good to see you. All right, the next award that I'm going to be presenting is the Margaret Chadwell Award for most likely to be a Wayne State lifer, and that goes to none other than Mr. Aaron. And I believe Aaron might be here as well. Let's see if he's here. He is not here. He's too busy trying to get his oh no, he is here. There's Aaron. What's up, Aaron? All right, congrats, buddy. Good to see you. All right, next award that I have is the most likely to live in a call room. That goes to my friend Sharith Kumar. And this is a completely irrelevant story about Sharith, but me and Sharith went to the University of Michigan for undergrad together. And I remember it was really early in our freshman year of college. I went to the this building to play some basketball. It's called the CCRB. And I was coming off of my high school athletic career where I thought I was athletic. I walked in and I saw this brown man just dunk and completely pulverize someone. And I did the most rational thing I could do at that point. I just got my backpack and just walked out, because if there's another brown athlete there that's better than me, there's just no point being at that environment. So Shard's probably one of the craziest kids I've met on the basketball court, and I guess he's most likely to live in a call room as well. So congrats, Sharth. All right, the next award that I'm going to be presenting is most likely to lend a hand, and that goes out to my good friend Anjali Sundar. Anjali is a very has a bubbly personality, I would say. She's always willing to, she's very just excited to go out of her way to help out anyone who needs help, and even if you don't need help. So congrats, Anjali. It's a well-deserving award. All right, the next award that I'm going to present is the award for most likely to view medical school as the good old days. And that goes to Mr. Brian Hansen. And here to maybe potentially talk about those good old days. Brian, are you there?
Yeah, thanks, Yusuf. Good old days. I'm so glad to be here with all of you guys, and look forward to working with some of you all in residency. Have a great day, guys.
Take care, Brian. Thank you. All right, the next award that I'm going to be presenting is the award for the class goofball. And that award goes to Mr. Ramsey Sitta. Ramsey, you goofball, are you there?
Yeah, I'm here. Don't worry, you guys will get reply all emails from me for all eternity.
All right, Ramsey, take care, brother. All right, and then the next award, and I believe it's my final award that I'm going to be presenting, is the award for most likely to always be mistaken as a medical student, and that goes to my friend Chloe. And I've known Chloe since our undergrad days back at the University of Michigan, and what I can say is that Chloe is probably the youngest person. I mean, she I think has skipped 2 or 3 grades. She's super smart, but unfortunately, she looks super young too. So she might be a resident and attending. They might be thinking of her as a medical student. But congrats, Chloe. This is you're just super young at heart, I guess, too. So I believe that's it for me. So I'll be transitioning it over to Jaya.
Thank you, Yusuf. That's my sister clapping. So the next award that we have is the Dr. Quinn Award for most likely to practice alternative medicine, and that goes to Fiona Clowney. And Fiona's here. Fiona, you want to say a couple words?
Hey guys, thanks. I'm so glad y'all know how crunchy I am. Here's my hippie family.
And although Fiona won this award, I do have to say that she does believe in evidence-based medicine, and she's going to be a phenomenal internist. So congrats, Fiona. The next award is most likely to sleep during grand rounds, and that goes to Ben Ross. Ben was actually on my track, and I can attest to this being true. But congratulations, Ben. The next award goes to the biggest heartthrob, and that goes to Danny Cotter. I've also known Danny since the first day of med school. He's been one of my first friends. So congratulations to Danny. The next award is the Morgan Freeman Award for Best Voice, and that goes to Leo Hall. The next award is most likely to survive a zombie apocalypse, and that goes to Aaron Sherwood. I know Aaron very well. We are very good friends, and I can attest to this being the case. He's going to be a phenomenal emergency medicine doctor. The next award is most likely to be found in an MD lab, and that goes to Danielle Isham. Danielle was actually in my lab group, and and she's also here. Hi,
Hey.
Danielle. You want to say a couple words?
I had a feeling I would win this one. But congrats, everyone.
And congrats to you, Danielle. The next award goes to the best dancer, and that goes to Allison Bradley. I've seen Allison perform salsa, and she is very talented and is very deserving of this award. Next, we have class mom and dad, and that goes to Aaron and Patty. And I think Patty is here, or oh no, sorry, Aaron was here earlier. Or Patty, no, Patty is here. Hi, Patty.
Yes. Congratulations to everyone.
Congrats.
And you're definitely our class mom and dad. So, we love you guys. So, and congrats on this award. And then next is the best dad jokes. And that goes to Paul Shea. I love this animation. And I will say Yusuf Kadir was a close runner-up. And then finally, the last award is most likely to get a lecture hall named after themselves. And that goes to Colin Richards. And I believe, oh, and Colin is here. Hi, Colin.
Hey, what's up, guys? How we doing? I was really hoping to get the heartthrob, but Danny, of course, beat me out for it. But hi, Mom. Hi, Dad. Congratulations, everybody, and thanks, Jaya.
Congrats, Colin. So I believe that wraps up the mock awards. And I'll bring that back to Yusuf.
All right, thanks, Jaya. All right, guys, so now we're going to do the open mic session. And what we're going to do now is I'm going to introduce about 5 students, and then they're just going to, share a moment, a memory. So I believe the first person that I am going to introduce is going to be Katie George, if she's there. All right. So what can I say about Katie George? Katie, I'm gonna talk about you for a little bit too, because I want to embarrass you. So Katie George, I got to know her, I think, during my 2nd and 3rd year of medical school. And Katie George, she's going to be a fantastic family medicine doctor. And 2 words I think I would describe Katie George are just passion and intensity. I believe that if she was my family medicine doctor, she would give it to me straight. She would give it to me exactly what I needed to hear. And I would be absolutely terrified if I walked into her clinic and she asked me if I was complying with my medications, if I had made my lifestyle changes, and if I had to tell her that I did not, that sheer fear just going down through me would just absolutely make me more willing to make sure I followed. But enough about me talking. Katie George, the floor is yours.
All right. Thank you, guys. If you guys haven't realized right now, if you are friends with Yusuf, you get asked to do stuff. So here I am. First of all, I want to thank the folks that have worked really hard to put this all together. My parents and my aunt are downstairs loving it. My mom was laughing at all of Yusuf's jokes, and my dad, when he heard we were getting something for free, like the Alumni Association membership, he was like, yes, free stuff. So thank you for everyone who's worked so hard on that. For those of you that don't know, I live with my parents. I have for the past 4 years. And the other day, for the first time in 4 years, my dad turns to me and goes, so have you made any friends in medical school? And naturally I responded, yes, I'm extremely popular. And he counters with, yeah, that's interesting because you spend a lot of time here with us. And I was like, touche, Dad, touche. All jokes aside, when I think about all the wonderful friends I've made at Wayne State, my heart fills up. One of the first friends I made, in fact, was Ahila Manivanan, and she's the person who kind of walked me through what all of med school is going to be. When I came here, I thought we were done standardized testing after MCAT, and I was like, what's a step? And I really didn't know about the match. So within that first week, she walked me through, this is what you'll do. You'll rank your choices. And I was a little super surprised. But, it was really great to have a friend to walk me through all that stuff. And she's continued to be that friend, always someone to turn to, always someone to ask questions, always someone to just get a great bite to eat with and support me. And while she was one of my first friends in medical school, she was certainly not my last. Some of my favorite people in the world are folks I've met at Wayne State. And I'm going to be sad to leave you all. And I'm also sad that there are, a lot of you out there that are also probably incredibly wonderful. And I just haven't had the time to get to know between, our busy 4 years and COVID. All that being said, I just want to take this moment to send love to you all. Cheers to you all. Say congratulations and good luck. Wishing you all the best.
All right. Thank you, Katie George. Really appreciate that, those stories. Thank you. So the next student that I'm going to bring up is going to be Anjali Sundar. Anjali, are you there?
Yeah, can you guys hear me?
You can. Is it okay if I embarrass you for a little bit?
Yeah, go ahead.
All right. So Anjali, Anjali, I kind of met during my M1 year. She lived in the same, building as me in the Strathmore. It's right across from Great Lakes Coffee. And she actually lives down the hall on the same floor. But, we met through our friends, Grace and Liz. And one thing that, I used to give or make fun of Anjali for is that she's very indecisive at times. But, that being said, she's going to go into pediatrics. And I know that just from working with her and just being her friend, that she's going to be so decisive and always make sure that she does what's right for her patients and for her future little kiddies out there. So Anjali, the floor is yours.
Thank you, Yusuf, and thank you, everyone. This has been a great experience so far, and happy match day to the class of 2021. This is my family. Here's my mom, my grandma, my sister, and my dad, and my uncle's taking a video right now. I can't believe we finally made it to this day. I feel like just yesterday we were baby M1s, and we've achieved so much these past few years, and we've really proven to be warriors. I have full faith that we can tackle any challenge that comes our way, and you're all incredible. And I feel so blessed to be a part of such a diverse group of brilliant minds and kind souls. So thank you all so much for making these last 4 years amazing. And I'm so excited to see where everyone ends up, what amazing things you guys do, and good luck to everyone.
All right. Thanks, Anjali. Hi, Sumner family. Good to see you guys. All right. The next student that I'm going to bring up is going to be Miss Rebecca Sturgis. Rebecca, are you there?
Yes, I am. Can you hear me?
Yeah, Rebecca. So let me tell you a little bit about my girl, Rebecca. So the first time that I met Rebecca was actually not at Wayne State. It was actually at a different medical school interview. And I remember we had to go around doing those like icebreaker things. You know, it was really awkward. And Rebecca had to go first, unfortunately. So I could see that Rebecca was very tense. She really wanted to try to impress everyone because, you know, I mean, she's just naturally impressive. He's like, okay, here's what I'm going to do. I'm just going to break out my Stitch voice. And it was
Lilo and Stitch. Lilo and Stitch. That's what he means.
Yeah. And so she broke out the Stitch voice from Lilo and Stitch. And I just remember I was thinking, wow, that girl, she's going to break my heart someday. But anyway, you know, me and Rebecca have had, you know, an incredible relationship, and just getting to know her, she's going to be a phenomenal pediatrician. And, you know, without further ado, Rebecca, the floor is yours.
Thank you, Yusuf. What he forgot to mention was that after I did my Stitch voice, he actually did his Batman voice. And even then I knew we were going to be best friends forever. And we were fated to come to Wayne together. So I'm so glad I met you, and I'm so glad I met everyone else. And I was asked to speak today kind of about a favorite memory I have of Wayne. And I feel like, you know, there's not one specific time or, you know, moment that I have of a memory of that I love, because I kind of just loved all my 4 years here. But I will say one of the most memorable times of Wayne were my 3.5 weeks on my surgery rotation. And like Yusuf said, I am going into pediatrics. So I had no interest in surgery. I still have no interest in surgery. So, you know, thank you to everyone going into surgery, because I just cannot do it. So I was dreading my 3.5 weeks, and this was at the VA. And surgery is notoriously one of the hardest, if not the hardest, rotations that we do at Wayne. And I was thinking to myself, I'm going to have a horrible time. It's just going to, you know, I'm going to be so tired. I'm just going to hate everything, you know, during those 3.5 weeks. And what ended up happening was that I was with the best medical school student cohort. Shout out to Josh, Shannon, and Rami. You guys saved me those 3.5 weeks, even when we had to be there at, you know, 4:30, 5 a.m. in the morning, every morning. As soon as I saw you guys, I was laughing. And I know that, you know, probably 3 out of 4 of us were very happy to be leaving surgery. But I, you know, at the end of it, I just remember thinking, I'm going to miss you guys. And it just was so much fun working with you, even through all the sleep deprivation and the hours and everything else that, you know, that was thrown at us. I honestly had such a good time with you guys. So thank you so much for making Wayne great. And thank you everyone that I met here for making my 4 years here great as well.
All right. Thanks so much, Rebecca. We appreciate those stories. All right. The next student I'm going to introduce is my good friend, Harrison. Harrison, are you there? Oh, we got here. Okay. So we'll do Harrison. Oh, Katie's there too. All right. So I'll say something about Harrison and Katie real quick, and then I'll let you guys kind of tag me. All right.
Sounds good.
So Harrison, I had the distinct pleasure of starting out my 3rd year with. We started out on psychiatry. And I remember we started off at Kingswood, and being with Harrison is so much fun. I think if you guys are
you mute that?
Working with Harrison, you guys understand that he just brings such a, you know, vibrant personality. It's like magnetic. Everyone just is attracted to him. So I remember going into the psychiatry, and I was super nervous. I also did that medical student thing where you follow your resident into the bathroom too, because at Kingswood the bathrooms are lock and key. And so, you know, I just thought my resident was going somewhere, you know, to a storage room, and it turns out it's just like a very small bathroom. And he basically looked me in the eye and told me that, you know, he can take it from here, which I firmly believe he could. So that's Harrison. And then Katie also was on our track. And Katie, again, kind of like Harrison, she just has this like warm and vibrant personality, and everyone that just meets her is, again, just very, you know, excited to be around her. So Harrison, Katie, I'll turn it over to you guys.
Hello, everyone.
Hi, congratulations.
Dr. Qual and Dr. Hoops of the future here.
Woo! Okay.
So.
Are you gonna go first?
Yeah. So
okay.
we also, like Rebecca, had a few memories we like thought up to share with you guys. Whereas it was recommended, like to talk about like a good memory, there are just so many good ones or so few good ones. I decided I would say a bad memory that is now really funny to look back on. And just so happens it is actually involves Yusuf. So I'll like set the stage real quick. So it was like a dark and dreary March night, and I was on my second overnight trauma call and surgery with Yusuf. So tensions were already high because it's surgery. I'm going to psychiatry, not surgery. And so we were in the surgery, like on-call workroom with the team. Me and Yusuf were already afraid to talk. So we're like sitting in a corner, texting on our laptops, each other, sitting next to each other. And the first COVID cases came Henry Ford. So everyone's just freaking out. We put masks on our mouths, on our eyes, whatever. So the attending felt bad and ordered all of us dinner. The food got there was go Sai Tai, and being, immature med students, Yusuf and I dove in head first. Like 20 minutes later, the attending came. The attending was looking through, the Sai Tai for their meal. And then the attending was like, "Where's my food? Where's my food?" And like, attending was not happy. They were equally stressed out. Well, as she was panicking, we all started panicking. Then I realized I was eating chicken and not tofu. And I was like, the attending started looking around. And I was like, "I'm eating your meal." And then they were not happy, kind of ignored Yusuf and I the rest of the night. We sat there for a couple hours, still texting each other on our laptops, all sitting next to each other. And like, to put a cherry on top, at 4 a.m., I had to go do a Coley with that attending. And at the time, I was like crying inside, but also like hysterically laughing, because it is like, that would happen to Yusuf and I. And I don't know, that was just like, I'm going to never forget that memory.
Okay. So again, congratulations to everybody. I know we've come a long way from the sweat and tears of anatomy lab and grown in many other ways. And I would like to say I grown in my fashion sense, because one year I just really thought that like tie-dye leggings were it. I wore tie-dye leggings every day. And one day I decided to wear brown and black leggings. And of course I had every J. Crew flats in every color. And I slipped out the door with flats. And then I got to lecture in anatomy lab, and people were like, "Katie, what are you doing? You're wearing one brown flat and you're wearing one black flat that looked like it coordinated with my tie-dye leggings." And JT and Allie were like, "Who is this goofa girl? It will never let me live it down." But anyways, so we've come a long way. I'm so proud of everybody. And no matter what, you're all going to make a great difference as future physicians. So cheers.
Cheers, everyone. And go 10X Sharon on residency, guys. Woo!
Thanks, Harrison. Thanks, Katie. That story I think still haunts me to this day. I'm pretty sure I haven't had Thai food for about, since January of last year because of that moment. And what Harrison, I think, forgot to mention too, is that our residents that were also part of that, around that table, they saw how uncomfortable me and Harrison were. And what they were doing is that the residents were texting each other memes of each of us. It was like that, there's a meme of like the dog with the coffee cup, and it's just like fire all around, and he's just like, this is fine. They're just texting each other a bunch of memes. So that was kind of funny. Now what we can do is I'm just gonna kind of briefly give you guys my highlights over, the 4 years of medical school, and then we'll transition into the toast. We're running a little bit early, and unfortunately for you guys, that means I get to talk a little bit more, which you guys are probably sick of by now. But from like M1, M2, M3, M4, there are just so many different moments that I just can't even begin to explain how much fun I had. And maybe what's sad, or maybe what's kind of cool, is that I've actually I think I might have had more fun in medical school than I did in in undergrad, which is, I don't know if that makes me less popular or maybe more of a kind of like a, I don't know what that says about me. But I actually, you guys have really made my medical school experience here, just a ton of fun. I still remember, M1 year, I had that like ice cream party that I hosted, which was like, I think I called it like my heartbreak and ice cream story party. And what was really funny to note was that a lot of my good friends who have heard my kind of like heartbreak stories over and over and over through the years, because the party was hosted in the kind of like the common room at the Strathmore. So everyone who had heard my stories before were on the opposite side of the room, because they're like, all right, I could basically spit this back verbatim. And then everyone else who had never heard my stories were like on the edge of their seats trying to like, because I tell my stories like they're, it's like a thriller, right? So it was really, really cool to kind of see that. And then, M2 year was nice because we, what happened? M2, we just kind of got in that groove, and we got into the peps. And I don't know about you, if you saw Eric's pep email that he sent out earlier this morning, and that just brought me back to, that excitement of after getting done with an exam and then being able to see your friends at the pep. That was a lot of fun too. So what I'll do now is we'll bring out the Student Senate, and we'll have them share some stories too as well, because I want them to be able to say some few words. And once they're done saying stories, we'll give a toast. So I'll turn it over to Eric right now.
Hello, everybody.
Oh, we're off mute. Hello.
Hello.
Hi.
Hi, Bree. Hi, Connor. How are you guys?
Hey, guys.
Mr. Richard.
Super good.
Here. Remus here. Hi.
Hello, everybody.
Hello.
Congratulations.
What's happening, y'all?
Connor, as exec, do you want to lead us off, and then we'll kind of fill in from there? Oh, maybe not. Maybe he doesn't want.
What's up? I didn't hear what you said. I'm sorry.
I said as exec pres, do you want to lead us off?
Yeah, sure. So I guess for my part of this toast, I just want to say I don't want to drag this out any longer, because I know sometimes the emails come a little bit early. But I do want to say that it's been an incredible honor to be at medical school with all of you guys for the last 4 years. I really do feel that we have become close, all 280 of us, really like family. And so I'm so excited, so happy to see where everybody's going to be going for the next 4 years into the fruitful careers that we all go into. And I hope that we can all stay in touch. So I guess I'll just toast to Wayne State School of Medicine class of 2021 as a family. Thanks, guys.
Bree, do you want to go next?
Sure. Hi, everyone. It's just so great to be here, for all of us to be here. I'm just so proud and excited for everyone that's in our class. And I feel like we've really gone through a lot together in these past 4 years. And just the friends that I've been able to make and the friends that I'll have for life, it's just been incredible. And so I just want to keep it short and sweet, and just here's to 2021, here's to good things in the future, and here's to a nice weekend, hopefully away from clinical rotations.
Okay, Rima, I think you're up next.
Hi, everyone. So first, I just want to say it's been a pleasure to serve on Senate with many of you for the last 4 years, or 5 years in my case now. You guys have really done tremendous work for our school, and it really has been an honor working with all of you. On a separate note, I don't want to belabor the point too much, but I know everyone keeps saying, we really made it through this year and we should be proud of ourselves. But we're hearing that a lot of times from people who are within the medical field. And I was just talking to my sister the other day, and she's a teacher. She doesn't work in medicine. And she's like, I can't believe that you guys did everything that you did. You got through COVID. You guys put yourselves on the front line, and you made it. And that, just hearing that from a different perspective really made me appreciate it. And so I really do think that we all should be really proud of ourselves, and we showed how strong we really are. Cheers, 2021.
Lena and Notion, never apart, always together. You're up.
Congrats, everyone. I know it's been like a stressful 4 years, but I feel like it all came together, and we're here, and I'm here with my baby girl, and I can't imagine celebrating this day with anyone else. So congrats, everyone. I hope everyone hears happy news and that everything goes well.
So I'll echo all the same sentiments as Notion, of course. And thank you to everyone, our families that helped us get us here. And then for me, Notion has always been a very special person in my life, because it's the first time I moved away from home. So special thank you to her. I love you.
I don't know.
Mo, that cut is looking fresh. Seems like you're ready to talk to us about that and something else, maybe.
Oh man, yeah. Did get a haircut in the middle of this, but just want to say congrats to everyone. This has been an amazing 4 years. What a ride! Thank you for the award for most likely to find free food. I do have a great radar for free food, so hopefully that continues in residency. And then I can't wait to see where all of you guys end up, from California to New York. I can't wait to visit you guys and visit all those new cities when we get some time. And congrats everyone. Really proud of everyone.
And Colin, how was your luck this morning?
Oh yeah, I was fishing this morning. Oh my gosh, it was so cold. I would like to say that we pulled in a bunch of big lunkers, but we didn't even get close to a fish. So that's why I'm here. Anyway, so thanks everybody. I am so proud and so humbled to be around all of you guys. You guys are all fantastic individuals. Everybody on this screen and everybody that's watching. You deserve the world, and I really hope that you get everything that you want. And just know that even if you don't get exactly what you want, you're going to be in the right place, and you're going to do amazing things. So here's to all of you and all of your friends and family that got us through this. So cheers.
Cheers. Thanks, Colin. And I would echo that 100%. I alluded to it some in the speech that you saw earlier this morning, but it's really the people I've met here in medical school. These two people right here, other people, really make this experience what it is. So congrats to everybody today. I hope you celebrate as much as you can today with your family and friends. This is awesome. And cheers to you, class of 2021. You ready?
Yeah.
All right. 1, 2, 3.
Go Wayne!
All right, guys. So, on behalf of the class of 2021, our, student senate, our executive senate, again, we're just incredibly proud of you. At this time, I just want to, recognize that I think there's a couple of students we didn't get to feature on the mock awards, so we apologize for that. But definitely know that, we think you're special and extremely deserving of those awards. And then, in addition, on behalf of our class, we just want to say thank you to a lot of different people that had a role in this production. There's, Mrs. Garradini, Mrs. Collier, Miss Edie, Bianca, Miss Lyles, Dean Chadwell, Steffies. I'm probably Steve Pierce, Matt Guerin, Mike Crimmins. This is an entire production, and they went above and beyond to make sure that this could be as special for you guys as it possibly could be. So we want to give them a shout out. They're obviously behind the scenes, Mr. Tuckers, who's been running this entire production from start to finish. So I wanted to thank them for that. And then also I wanted to give a shout out to our alumni. They provided us with this, we can't be in person. We can't enjoy, a nice dinner or anything. So they gave us a $50 gift card. So we're really appreciative of that. And I guess just like final words that I just want to say for before we kind of cut to the slideshow is that, you guys, like everyone said, it's no matter where you go, no matter what you do, it's the people that make or break your experience. So, you guys have continued to inspire me since day one. And, here's to you guys continue to inspire and change your future co-residents, your future hospital system, your future communities. And, let's show the world exactly what it means to be Warrior Strong, guys. So congrats. And I think we'll transition to the slideshow if you guys want to stick around. And then we'll probably have like a countdown clock.